Hey, this is your host, Anthony Dinar, and your co-host, Brandon Hayes.
Hello.
And today we're looking at some pre-recorded footage of me playing Indiana Jones for the original Xbox.
So I played the Super Nintendo version,
Yes.
and you saw that. How does this compare?
I would say we're still on a search for a relic of a good Indiana Jones game. I mean, it's got its problems. I mean, it looks better, obviously, because it's like a completely different generation of video games. But it's kind of frustrating. So, like, first off, I want to say, like, I turned the volume way down because I don't want to get, like, flagged for copyright reasons with, like, the Indiana Jones theme song playing. But there's nothing to really hear anyways. This is, like, grunting and, like, the little bit of noise that you hear when he hits something. Aside from that, like, there's really nothing going on. And what the fuck was that squid doing there? Like, anyways,
I don't know. I mean, there were aliens now in the Indiana Jones universe, so anything goes.
That's true. So you start out like in the jungle, like you would expect in any Indiana Jones game. But what makes this one like slightly different is like you have like multiple things. Like you'll have a machete, you have your whip, you have a gun. I believe you can even get different guns. So like that's kind of neat. I liked that aspect of it, but it's, I don't know, there's nothing special about it. I wanted to see if I could commit suicide there. Because like sometimes there's an invisible wall that you can't tell. But anyway, so there's not a lot going on. I don't know if like the computer can handle it, but like there's at any given time there's only like maybe 2 bad guys on screen, 3 or something like that at the most.
Do you know when this came out in relation to the Xbox? Like, was this one of the very first games, or
no? I don't know the history that well, but it's certainly not the best Xbox game. So you know, it could have been like early, or it could have just been neglected and hardly anyone did it. So like I just started here and I struggled with this so badly. I'm trying to get to that ledge and it took me like 4 or 5 times and I just cut to get past it. I'm on the other side of the ledge now.
It's great. I was gonna ask, like, do we have to struggle with you?
Yeah, no. But that was dumb. It's like it just started. Why is this, giving me a problem?
Because they're getting you used to Indy's controls.
Yeah, I guess. I gotta fill up my canteen. It also gives me health. And so when I run low on health, I can drink out of my canteen. So it's like having a fairy, I guess, like in Zelda.
Except it's water.
Yeah.
Precious life-giving water. I think that that's it. Like, is there anything better than that you could find in an ancient temple? Like, that's the prize. What are you after instead?
I don't. There's parts where you're like swimming. Can't drink that water. That water doesn't give you your life back. And in fact, you have to take your hat off while you're swimming. And like, I don't know. I bet you whoever made that is like real proud of that. Like, oh, we're gonna take his hat off.
Where do you put it?
It just disappears.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not like you could just easily fold that up and put it in your pocket.
Yeah, I don't know. So, and another problem with this game is, obviously, just kind of going through the first level here. I didn't get terribly far, but everything looks the same. So, like, when I was editing this, I'm like, okay, so, like, I'm struggling with this part. I'm going to cut this out. And when the screen moves, it's like everything looks exactly the same. So, like, from a viewer who's not watching me play this live, like, they don't even realize that I cut something out. Like, that also sucked about this game.
Well, that's why I always try to put those god-awful swipes into the like, that's the way I choose to edit the videos whenever I do them, and you do them the same way.
Yeah.
That way, like, people can clearly see. Like, some people, when they record their game footage, they just do that blend.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
I hate that.
Yeah. Or it's like just like a complete, switch over real fast. I don't like that either. So I'm like, oh, here we go. I like found through my settings or whatever that I can, change my weapon. Like,
there was never once, there's all these pop-ups like, do this, do that, perform a jump this way. But there was never anything that said, like, access your inventory by pressing the X button.
No, it was stupid.
That's shitty.
And, like, it's kind of weird that you go around, like, fighting these guys. They're evil archaeologists or something, or they're not archaeologists at all, and you're in it for like the pure love of history or something, and that's why you hate these guys. Like I find it interesting that like that animation when you fight them, like you can kick them in the balls, you can punch them, you can use other weapons, but like these guys are incredibly tough.
Jesus, what was that? That was like that move that you do in Blood Rain when you jump on an enemy and suck out their blood.
Well, he's dead. He's not gonna fuck with me anymore.
It's been drained.
Yeah, it's a weird fighting style. And like, what's his like most known weapon, Indiana Jones?
The whip?
Yeah, exactly, right? So like I grab the whip and there's this part where like I realize like the whip doesn't do anything. Like the only reason to have the whip is to like swing from ledge to ledge. Why did that guy disappear and the other guy didn't?
I don't know. Maybe he's a ghost or something.
Are we playing Ghostbusters? But like the whip, back to the whip, is like when you hit enemies with it, like they may drop their gun, and they'll like get stunned a little bit, but it does nothing. The whip is useless.
Yeah, and like the more I see you just slaughter people, the more I start to wonder, like,
who's the bad guy?
Well, yeah, and like, who gives Indy the right to do that? Like, these guys may in fact be thieves, but I mean, and even that's questionable. But let's just say, like, they're thieves. Like, do they deserve to be murdered? But then, like, bringing the thief thing into accountability, like, who says they don't own this place, or like who does own this place?
Yeah,
who owns the rights to excavate this? Like maybe they work for the government of the country that this place is in.
Yeah, and they own the land or something. But no, Indy's just like, no, it's I'm a purist. Like it's about the history and preserving whatever. Like he just feels entitled to it. I'd say there's that weird move again. And, like, there's another, like, punch where he puts, like, both his fists together, and he, like, hits you with it like a fucking wrestler.
Oh, maybe, like you were talking about the system limitations, and maybe that is the issue here, why they only had 2 people at a time.
Yeah.
But I would much rather have, like, 10 people who go down with, like, a punch or 2.
Yeah.
Versus, like, 2 guys who are immortal because they've all been drinking from that same watering hole that you have.
Yeah. And again, why did he not disappear? I'm like, is he still alive? And then like I got a shovel as a weapon, but it's not a normal weapon, so I can't take it with me. I can't put it like in my inventory. I can only hang on to it.
Well, that would be unrealistic.
Yeah. So it forces you to drop it. So you can't take it with you. But it's like, oh, it's got a nice range to it. It actually hurts people, unlike the whip. And again, only 2 people. And they have guns. And ammo is incredibly hard to find. So this is what I learned, that the whip is fucking useless.
Well, maybe it's not useless. Maybe it just takes 1,000 whips to kill someone, just like it takes 1,000 punches. Did you ever just sit here and try to kill one person with a whip?
I gave it enough time that I was, I just gave up. But yeah, maybe I could have kept trying. I mean, I'm sure it would have taken Jesus a lot of whips to die from the Romans, so it is kind of realistic.
Because Jesus also drank from that fountain? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking of someone who would have died from like whip lashings, but that's not even true either. So But like, look at this. Like, the only reason I think he's getting hurt is because I'm punching him while whipping him. Oh yeah, and then like this is one of the guys where I'm like, I'm gonna try and kill him with the whip, and that like doorway is the end of the level, and before he dies, I end up accidentally like triggering the end of the level.
So who cares though? Like, so it's the end. You don't have to. You should just run through that doorway.
Yeah, but I didn't know that until I did it on accident. But like,
you know what? You stuck with this whip way too long.
I told
take it
you.
Back. I was like, maybe you didn't try hard enough. It's like, no, you're trying too hard. Just give it up.
And this is on top of hitting him and doing that blood rain move. Like, why won't he die? It's fucking ridiculous.
Meanwhile, you never once heard about what's in this Emperor's tomb, or you just didn't care to read the story at all?
They might have said it, but I didn't see it. But what I did read, no. I mean, they're thinking like, oh, it's Indiana Jones. What more explanation do you need? Why am I still using the whip?
I don't know.
God damn it, I'm a fucking loser.
Should have edited this out.
Like, I got so frustrated with this game. I'm like, you know, the whip is his iconic weapon. It should do something. And then also, like, here's the problem, too, is, like, I'm in the middle of fighting, and it's, like, I have to stop, and, like, I have to, like, change my weapon, and it's, like, really hard to do that while fighting or getting hit. So, like, that was also a problem.
Oh, look, we got 3 people on the screen right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The camera.
Okay, finally.
Oh, he just disappeared.
1 down, 2 to go. And, like, I need a drink out of my fucking holy water canteen.
Can you do that right now if you wanted to?
Yeah, but they're gonna hit me and it'll stop.
Oh.
Because, like, I gotta, like, hold the button and, like, continue to drink. Otherwise, it doesn't do any good.
Right.
Oh, and I also have to, like, select it like that, like you do with the weapon.
You're drinking while running. At least they let you do that. So do you just occasionally see water pouring out of the wall or something?
Yeah.
And you just refill that?
Yeah. And as you refill
so this whole temple is just like the plumbing of this entire ancient temple.
Yeah.
Is magical, life-giving water.
Yeah. So there is nothing. Like, you found it. Like, that's the thing to look for in this temple, right? So it's over. We can quit the game.
Well, as soon as you clear out all the Highlanders.
There could only be one. Did you notice during the fight I lost my hat?
No.
Yeah, so it's gone, and I'm like, where is it? I'm looking for it to try to, like, you know, pick it up or whatever.
Why? It doesn't give you any extra armor bonus or anything. Who cares?
But I'm Indiana Jones. I need my whip that does nothing and my hat that also does nothing.
You already don't have your jacket. Now you're just a dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this is, like, actually, I'm gonna make some, like, wild accusation here because, like, I'm just going off of memory, and maybe this came out first, but I seriously doubt it. I think that like Tomb Raider stole this entire franchise's thunder.
Yeah, probably.
Because you had Laura Croft doing her thing, and it was basically like, you know, female Indiana Jones, and then by the time the people who own Indiana Jones are like, hey, we should make a video game that's very similar, it kind of looks like a ripoff. Even though Laura Croft was a ripoff.
Even if it wasn't, like, fucking Indiana Jones should just make a game that's actually playable. And then they wouldn't have to worry about their franchise, you know, because then Laura Croft couldn't have come up and, you know, have taken any other thunder.
But this is, I mean, they're exactly the same game. I think the problem is, like, neither myself or you really care for that style of game.
Yeah, that's true, too.
So it's kind of stupid. It's like we're we're like, why can't they make a good Indiana Jones game? It's like, you just don't like the franchise.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'm gonna bitch about it anyway.
Well, I mean, that's what like the internet's for, right?
Yeah, that's so I've been told.
I mean, it is a giant cesspool.
And we're just tossing in our filth. Everyone's got to contribute.
Yeah, when you think about it that way, like the internet's cleaner than the Ganges in India.
Oh, man. So this is still going, huh?
And like I decided like I'm only gonna play this until I die. So like this is only a one life run. And I made that decision up when I died. I'm like, fuck this, I'm not going back into this.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think we got the idea. We can bail anytime. I see there's like lots of footage left, but we could just leave. You want to get lunch or something?
I go to the strip club. Yeah, it's
I'm not eating lunch at a strip club.
I didn't say we were gonna eat there. That was just a reference to what was it?
Cannibal the Musical.
Yeah, Cannibal the Musical. Yeah, that's right. When you watch that movie with the commentary, as you get further and further with the commentary, like they get drunker and drunker until the point where they just bail.
Yeah, they just stop watching the movie entirely. Pretty
it's
much.
It's not even
like,
over. Yeah,
just start talking about how they want to go to the strip club.
Yeah. That was funny.
Maybe alcohol would have made this entertaining. We should have been drinking.
There's a lot
Wow,
of...
did you see the physics on that guy?
Yeah.
Bullet to the head made him backflip.
There's some YouTube channels that
are good?
Yeah.
They're like funny and stuff?
But like the name like is all about drinking and playing games. Like there's a reason they do that.
Yeah. We should become one of those. Drinking, it's not just for depression anymore. Just kidding, it always is.
It's like, I don't drink to be like funner to be around. Like I drink so that you're more fun to be around. Yeah. It's like that.
Remember when Indy would go into temples that are like super precious and full of artifacts, and he'd blow the shit out of them?
Yeah, I thought he was all about like being a purist and shit.
Yeah, I guess not anymore. This is like Indiana Jones with a bloodlust. This is like... It reminds me of, like, Star Trek. Remember how, like, Next Generation, like, the show was, like, Picard was normal and intelligent and reserved.
Yeah.
And then, like, the movies, he was just this angry man who wanted vengeance and would murder anyone. It's like, what happened to the real Picard?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you would think that Patrick Stewart, is that his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that, like, he would be like, you know, this doesn't seem right. I've spent a lot of time on camera, you know, playing this character. Like, this doesn't seem like him.
Yeah, I think that all the time. Not just about Star Trek, but just movies, TV shows in general.
Yeah.
You've got these actors who are, like, talking about how great it is to act and how important it is to get into the mindset of a character or something. But then, like, they'll have no problem reading a script where they just, like, they go completely out of character.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because maybe someone's like, hey, look, do you want the paycheck or not? You know what I mean? Like, it could come down to that. And they're like, fine, like, I guess I'll do it because, you know, like, what am I going to do? I got a fucking contract with you guys.
Yeah, it's like, hey, fucking Shakespeare, read the lines, you stupid parrot.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, maybe that's what happens.
Did you know that Patrick Stewart, like, is, like, a big Shakespeare buff?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I know he's into that kind of stuff. He's also into dune buggy riding.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's why in, like, the last Star Trek movie, Nemesis, he was driving around in a dune buggy. Because he's like, it's my hobby and I love it and I want to portray that on film.
That's weird.
In a way that fucking Jean-Luc Picard never would.
Yeah,
because he's all about drinking tea and
Earl Grey.
I don't know, looking at precious artifacts. He's trying to like wrangle this back to this boring ass game. we're watching Indiana Jones, right? No relation to Star Trek whatsoever.
Yeah, like what's this actor's name who played Indiana Jones? Holy shit, I'm bad at this.
Yeah, you are, and that's why I'm not going to help
you. Han Solo? No.
Damn.
Holy shit, I can't believe I can't remember his name right now.
And like you just pointed out, he's like iconic in more ways than one.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I doubt it.
Anyways, so
just gonna give up, huh? Harrison
Ford. I was gonna say that. So like he doesn't strike me as like a huge purist actor. You know what I mean? Like he when he read the script for the latest Indiana Jones movie and it's all like full of aliens and stuff, like I don't think he protested. He probably didn't even care. Like I don't know, I just have that feeling like when you watch Star Wars and you hear that like
Star Wars.
And you hear that he didn't even want to be in it. I'm sure that's how he calls it, by the way. That like after a while, like they weren't even sure if he was going to be in the third movie because like he only signed a contract for 2, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he really cares. You know, like I think he's just in it for the paycheck. So like when aliens came up on the Indiana Jones movie, like I don't think he fucking batted an eye.
I don't know. I've heard interviews where he's been like angry about Star Wars, where he's like, I don't want to answer any questions about that. Grumble, grumble. But then at the same time, I've heard him say like, I love playing Indiana Jones. It's fun.
Yeah.
So like, I think he does like this character much, much more. Probably because he doesn't have to share the spotlight with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, that guy was stealing my thunder.
I'm still using that whip, huh? God damn.
Yeah, I haven't learned a thing. Meanwhile, like, the one thing you haven't been doing at all is, like, picking up artifacts here
Not
and there.
once, yeah.
Like, you would think that would be a part of the game. Like, gotta catch them all.
Yeah, no. No, it's fucking dumb. And, like, I also would like to see, like, I don't know, some sort of, like, rhyme or reason, in this game.
To all the violence?
Yeah, like, I want to know, like I'm going after the artifacts, and like they've cleared it out. That's why none of them are laying around or something, and they're blowing up shit, not me. Like I would like to see that.
Like when you turn a corner, they're blowing up a wall that you need to get through.
Yeah,
but they're the ones causing the damage.
Yeah. Or like they got like an artifact that they're crating up and they're putting it on a boat, and you got to go. You know what I mean?
Like there's this big statue, and they're like chiseling the jewels out of it.
Yeah,
and you've got to kill them
to save the statue.
Yeah, that would be slightly better. I mean, it still wouldn't be grounds for murder, but it would be more understandable.
Yeah, Indy takes his art very seriously.
Maybe he just likes to murder, and he's using this as an excuse. He's like really just a serial killer.
It's like people are so dumb they'll believe it. That's a good point. But back to Harrison Ford, I think he's just like a grumpy old man. Like,
oh, that's clearly established.
It's like artifacts in the movies are just stuff he grew up with as a child.
I want my childhood back.
Meanwhile, how did I get my hat back?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But whatever. So, like, would you play this?
Nah, I mean, it looks pretty forgettable, to be honest. Like, I don't like the fact that it takes. Don't like the fact that it takes like 1,000 hits to kill every enemy. That looks really tedious. But aside from that, like I said, that you're not collecting anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're just trying to get to the end of a level. But I don't know, it seems really bland.
Yeah.
Like, there could have been more to this.
Are you like on a quest for a better Indiana Jones game? Like, because there are a lot of them.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to playing more. Like, there are some like point and click ones I kind of want to get into, just because we haven't done anything remotely close to that yet, and also like it would be a story, you know, like that's oh my god,
and I'm dead.
Okay, good, finally.
And point and click, you know, like those are kind of lame, but you're right, it would be like at least like
that's what
more than this
series is about, is like a story. Why is the artifact so important that you're hunting or whatever? I mean, and granted, maybe we didn't give this one enough time. I mean, we certainly did for this show, but like maybe like off camera we didn't give it enough time, and there maybe is a great story to this, but like that was a pretty bland start.
Yeah, no, it was terrible.